You took its very soul.
It's like the ancient legends. Dragonborn.
Boosh! What do you need?
If you know any truth, I'll fight it. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's
Talos
really
guide you.
dead.
It's
then?
really dead
It
then?
may be dead now. Oh, it may be think you might be in the wrong place, friend. Where did it come from?
Look at my temple lying in ruins. So much for the constancy of mortals, their crafts and their hearts. If they love me not, how can my love reach them?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Get on with it!
You traitor! The scum that betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
They're all hard for
Rogvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torygg. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude. He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder.
Liar!
Story. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords. On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Some gate guard you were!
We should have drawn it out some more.
Not right
he
now.
deserved a slower
Rogvir,
death.
why did it have to be
I
like
still
this?
can't believe he knew what he was doing when he opened that gate.
And they cut his
I don't know what I expect.
Doesn't seem right to me. Mind yourself in my city, friend. This here act in full swing is a right terrible sight.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
You stay out of trouble now. The Castle Dower dungeon can break even the strongest will. Hmm?
Damn shame, Rogvir. You're a good man.
You don't look so good. Are you feeling all right?
A man opens a gate and
Not
they
right
cut
now.
his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out.
I've got some salmon to sell.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
If you're looking for potions, you should talk to my aunt, Angeline Morard.
Huh?
By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead. All you need to do
Feel free to make
is pay my
requests.
fee.
Oh, no. But being surrounded by good music, good drink, and good friends is all I've ever asked for. Generally, if you want rumors, you should talk to Corpulus. That said, I did see a visitor pass through on his way to the Blue Palace. Only in that I'm a graduate. I work here at the Winking Skeever. I would highly recommend it, though. Talk to Viarmo if you're interested. You should think about staying the night.
Blade can be as lethal as the spell.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
He's the one who wields both.
Go away. I have more important things on my mind right now. I don't like strangers. Need something?
Are you feeling sick? Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink. They were smaller back then. I've heard Jari Ra's hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. I think the Bard's College might be looking for recruits. You should speak to the head of the college, Viarmo, if you're interested. People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face, make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
Hiya, what's your name? Are you visiting? What do you do?
Everything's all right?
Spare some gold for a veteran?
It's best. Can you spare us? I was the finest scout in the Legion once. Tracked down all the places in the wilds that were causing people trouble. Lost my helmet in one of the old caves. My pretty, pretty helmet. Life just got worse after that. Kept losing things. So many things. Oh, you could? I sure would love to have it again. Could show you some of my old scouting tricks. What? You see a man falling on hard times, and you think he's been like that forever? I was there. I fought in the Great War. I was on the field at Anvil. And when I was struck down, they left me. You understand? They left me for dead. I didn't leave them. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. I do miss that helmet.
Hey, wanna play tag? I don't wanna talk. Dragon? Really? Was it big? Did it breathe fire?
You know you
Oh wow, I knew it! I knew they were real! I have to remember to tell Papa.
The gods gave you 2 hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
New in town, right? If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Skeever. Jarl Elisif the Fair. Poor woman. Losing her husband and king like that. It was a dark day for us all. Damn! That reminds me. I have a delivery to make to her steward, Falk Firebeard. He ordered a special bottle of Strass Mackay rum. Saved me a lot of trouble. Here. Take it to the Blue Palace. I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onus. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He'd beat me up, dump mead on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even... We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? pure folly. Work in it, I own it. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off. I was done talking
You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes?
It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. I bet the two of us were very alike. My sister Deeja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things. I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that route. Best if we spoke little.
Are you feeling sick?
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time.
Fish here. Caught daily.
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any.
Apples, tomatoes,
They're adequate. Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year. Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up. But with the death of High King Torrig, the festival has been declared in poor taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year.
Fresh fish.
Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines,
You
I
look
bid
like
you
you
welcome.
could do with a ripe apple. Or a tomato.
An apple to keep you healthy, a tomato to keep you strong. Surely you need one or the other.
That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help. I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood Marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness.
The finest fish here. Caught daily.
Come back when you
Blessings
figure out how
be
to
with
spend
you.
money.
Plenty of fresh fish for you. Svari, yes. It's been hard on her. The girl misses her uncle. I've tried to explain that Rodvir did something bad, and that we all have to be accountable for our actions. But the child feels what she will. Down at the docks. There are a few good spots if you can avoid the East Empire Company workers and those Red Wave thugs. These are troubled times. Be on your guard out there.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with? It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field, they all need weapons and armor. But I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. To be honest, no. But High King Torrig supported them. And now, her lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow. I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Seema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha! Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence.
Don't even think about it.
I don't abide fancy clothes, but you look like you might. I hear Radiant Raiments has a large selection.
The waiting. The insufferable waiting. Not my finest hour. Rogvir was a fine and honorable man. Sometimes you just do what needs to be done. You don't have to hate a man to kill him. Though, admittedly, it helps. Their aim could be steadier, but they're battle ready. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need something. That I am. Train the recruits. Turn boys into men. That sort of thing. Thinking of asking the general for some training books. Give the soldiers something to do while they're on rest. Something besides drinking. Ever seen a book called The Mirror? We used to hand it out to boys looking to learn basic shield work. Stay strong. The Eight Willing will win this war. Someday soon you will all see battle, and what you do here today may well save your lives. Concentrate. The battlefield is full of distractions. Ignore them. Focus on your targets. If those rebels think they can best us, they have another thing coming. Come on now. I want those arrows dead center. The lives of your fellow soldiers are counting on it. Yes, that I... Thinking of asking the General, ever seen a book called The Mirror? We used to hand it out to boys looking to learn basic... Good on you. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
Proudspire Manor. Now there's a fine home. Up for sale, too. If you're interested, talk to the steward in the keep.
Papa, you're back. Could you give me an allowance? All right, thanks. I like living here. The lake is so pretty.
I am your sword and your shield.
the waiting. Good. I'll see if I can get some copies made for the men. Here, something for your trouble. The Legion thanks you. My men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
Blessings of the 8 divines upon you. You look troubled. Have you come seeking guidance? Those who worship at the shrines will sometimes receive boons from the gods themselves. The nature of the favors varies per deity. Please, feel free to worship at any or all of the shrines. Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the 8.
How do you feel? I think you might be sick. Remind us of our place when we forget.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on
Wait to
Whiterun.
gut one of those rebels.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and
What the
Winterhold
rebels like to
support
forget
him.
is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir? You can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
I remember you. You were at Helgen. Speak to Legate Ricka. I suspect we could use someone like you. Good. Speak with Legate Ricka. She will determine if you are Legion material. The Thalmor. Do you have any idea what you're asking? I'm sorry, that's just not possible. It would cause far too many problems. It's good we hold the Reach. Were the rebels to gain control, the silver mines would give them coin to hire more thugs and expand their violence. We need the rift. We need to regain control of it before we can march on Windhelm without worry about our rear guard. Controlling the Pale gives Ulfric a port town and takes the pressure off of Windhelm. But it's only a matter of time before it's back in our hands. We will oust Ulfric from Windhelm soon enough, and when we do, I'll have his head on a plate. Ulfric's Stormcloak's head rolling away from his lifeless body. The Legion's always been here. Without us to keep order, the provinces would fall into barbarism and lawlessness. Especially Skyrim. Take, for example, Ulfric Stormcloak and his little rebellion. But rest assured, his days are numbered. I'm originally from Cyrodiil, sent here at the request of the Emperor himself. I'm often ordered to places with problems that need fixing. Now, while I'm certain this is all terribly interesting to you, I have important matters to attend to.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive. I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion. Is that confidence or bravado? Confidence I can use. Bravado gets soldiers killed. We'll soon find out. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrogstad. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse. The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrogstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in. Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
Something to report?
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
What's the matter, soldier?
I believe the legate gave you an order. I expect you to follow it.
If you need potions, head over to Angeline's Aromatics.
Can I help you?
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Are you here to talk about my brother? Do you think his execution was justified? Then, like Rogvir, you're a Nord at heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to stop talking now.
You help me? Please, take pity on an old... My master has abandoned me. Abandoned his people. And nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not... Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace.
but no one as mundane as a Jarl. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that.
Dean Inga says a bard can never have enough practice. So, would you like... I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying.
Got lots of things to take care of. What? Not in your life. It's dangerous in there, and Falk doesn't even like me and Ertie going in every year to clean out the spiders. If you really want to, just be careful of the ghost. He snuck up on me once and scared me sick. It took a week for me to feel better. You can catch me at the Blue Palace later, if you want to talk again.
You talk to Ed Brothers. Deja has no words for you.
Ah, yes. If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, then we'll be all set.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
I suppose I could make an exception. I do like her spiced wine. Fine. Tell Yvette's son her shipment will be brought up to Solitude shortly.
You talk to Ed Brothers. Deja has no words for you.
BANDSSSS. I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. There's a new museum opening up in Dawnstar. The owner is asking me to hand out invitations to travelers. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
You're home! Papa, let's play a game. Aww.
Certainly. I am the most elegant of instruments, the pinnacle of the bardic.
Papa, we're playing a game. Do you want to play?
You lost?
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Alchemy is... Must you bother... This... It matches every description of the file that I've found in lore. But if it can't hold liquid, there's no way of knowing. How did you manage to damage it then? This is what I get for not retrieving it myself. Figures. I doubt you have sufficient knowledge to harm the file, even if you wanted to. Either way, this is the end of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm not quite in the mood to entertain guests. I trust you can show yourself out. Here's for your trouble.
I want to thank you for your help. I know my master can be a bit short at time. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Even though the file was damaged, I still think your efforts deserve reward. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'm going to tend to Norelian. I can make his final days a bit less painful.
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself. The Imperials think us all lawless beasts. I'm proof of their ignorance.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. If Ulfric needs a favor, he has it. Anyone else better pay well for the service. Ah, yes, the extract. Good. Poisonous, of course, but it has its uses. I suppose you want something for your trouble? Here. Strength and steel are well and good, but magic is the true power in this world.
and let them die with their false kings.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom. But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of Skyrim to wager?
They have family to think of.
How many of their sons and daughters follow your banner? We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
The Stormcloaks are... I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel. Grew up here, cold as at Mora, but that just grows the beard sticker. Lot of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time. The Jarl has put out a bounty to slay a giant. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
Your words give voice to what we all feel.
What was that?
shield!
Did you hear something? Over here! Damn you! I'll bury
You can't beat me. End this little game. Give up! Be careful.
What was that?
I'll bury you.
If you're heading to
Divines
the Blue
bless
Palace,
you.
might want to
Look
rethink
at it.
that outfit.
That's real Nord craftsmanship, that is. Let me show you an old trick I learned as a scout. Makes it harder for the enemy to notice you. It's best you leave me be.
You know, the Winking Skeever's not just the best inn in Solitude. It's also the only inn in Solitude.
Spiced wine for you? Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment. Here's something for your troubles. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
You lost? I am your sword and your...
You're back! Did you get me a present? What is it? Thanks!
Hey, watch it!
Time to get lost. Friend. Give up while you still can. That's all you got? Mercy!
I'm new too. I think we could be friends. Don't worry about them. We'll make sure they wash up safe. Maybe they'll even pay. Turn me in? For what? A tragic and very, very profitable event. It would be best.
Feel free to make requests.
Being old's not so bad. Take my advice. Never gamble. Too many drinking games, too many bets, and I'm too old to ever raise the... He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
Go to thinking. Maybe I'm the dragon. Or I just don't know it yet.
Please, take pity on an old madman. Until next time. Without his guidance, our homeland is falling apart. North wages war against South. The Holy... Oh, but I'm sure he'll repay you when he comes to his senses. His favor is a power. He is a great man, but one rarely praised. But he has forbidden me from saying his name. But you will know him when you see him. He's the one who made me like this. All right.
Unless we have specific business. When I was a younger, debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do. All right. Have it your way. Tell Artiev to forget about the debt. Keep your sword, Armstrong.
Please, take pity on an old madman.
The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your trials as well.
Being old, I'm too old to... You've done a fine thing for me. You know, I used to be quite a warrior in my day. Let me show you a thing or two. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
Good evening. I'm Pantia Atia, the master vocalist. Now you can say who met first.
Sabeel Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even a Breton. No doubt most folk in Skyrim consider the dragons terrifying. I find them wondrous. I make sure Erica keeps breathing. No, that honor is Sabeel Stentor's. A smart man steers clear of Stentor, and keeps himself out of the dungeon when she's having a bad day. Let's just say that the headsman's axe may not be the worst way for a Solitude jail prisoner to die. Look at that. I've told you to watch your tongue, and mine is waggling. I've said enough.
Jarls come and Jarls go, but a good cook stays for a lifetime. And I'm a very, very good cook.
Oh, hello. Just tidying up.
Someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will always be safe under
Your Eminence, my scribe has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh. Yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragonbridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Marcus. Rest easy. You're dismissed.
I've got what I came for. I've done my part. Dragonbridge will have extra guards. Falk Firebeard will find a way to take care of the cave.
Please address all questions to the steward, Falk Firebeard.
The Imperials are... Bryling's obsession with honor and tradition is quaint, but politically irrelevant. I'm a Thane. In the future, you may want to gain... Oh, most certainly. If you're inquiring whether we have concerns about her age and inexperience, the Thanes have every confidence in General Tullius's leadership. I must return to the court. They simply can't make do
at your
without me.
service.
Do you have business with
If
the
I
court?
needed something from you, you would know it. Not really. Varney... I suppose if you're truly interested, you could talk to Falk. He's the better safe than sorry type. I was, to my shame. The whole court was in attendance. I've seen much in my time, but that was a gruesome... Ulfric showed up at the Gates of Solitude requesting an audience. We thought he was here to ask Torygg to declare independence. By the time we realized Ulfric was here to challenge Torygg, it was already too late. By Nord custom, once the challenge was issued in court, Torygg had no choice but to accept. Had he not, Ulfric would have had cause to call a new moot and a new vote for High King. Torygg had some martial training, of course, but it mattered little that day. When Ulfric's lips parted, when he unleashed the power of the Thu'um, that shout, that ancient and terrible tongue, ripped Torygg asunder. I was a member of the court during the reign of Torygg's father. It was Torygg who appointed me to the position. Very. I helped raise him. Oh, I could not have been more proud to see Torygg on the throne. He made a fine king. A fine king. I was a member of the court during the reign of Torygg. I like to think I've aged well. I'm certainly wiser than I once was. And I know when one should speak, and when one should hold their tongue. Nothing. Oh, don't give me that look. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution. I don't expect you to be capable of even that. Vampires are clever hunters.
If you have
clever than
business,
you,
please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. Oh, I thought that matter was handled. I think Falk is taking care of that. A question I am all too familiar with. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torrig was the High King, and I am his widow. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. Oh, I thought that matter was handled. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torrig. And so he came before my husband and he shouted. With that terrible voice. Like something out of a legend. Or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say. For it grieves me to speak of it.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
And my husband.
All right, the rum. Thank you. I developed a taste for it after a fair-weather trip to Hammerfell. Here, this is for you. You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted. That remains to be seen, by rights. But we must have the... Should they accept her rule, we... Of course he does. Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. You'll pay those rumors no... She may be young, but Elisif... You do well to remember that. Do you have business with the court? Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is open for all.
Hey, wanna play tag?
Wolf Queen, hear our call and awaken. We summon Potema. We summon Potema. Long have you slept the dreamless sleep of death, Potema. No longer. Hear us, Wolf Queen. We summon you. We summon Potema. Yes! Yes! Return me to this realm! As our voices summon you, the blood of the innocent binds you, Wolf Queen. Summon with words bound by your blood. What? What are you doing? You fools! You cannot bind me to your wills. Summon with words bound by your blood. You ants don't have the power to bind me. Something is wrong. There is an intruder.
You've returned. Good. What did you find at Wolf Skull Cave? Potema herself? Please tell me you stopped them. You've done a larger service to the realm than you could possibly know. A resurrected Potema. I shudder at the thought. May the gods watch over your battles, friend. She still mourns greatly for her husband, High King Torrig. So she leaves many of the courtly details to me.
I was hoping you would do for me. Falk told me what you did for us at Wolfskull Cave. He says you're someone we can trust. As you may know, Talos worship is outlawed in the Empire. When we buried my husband, I made offerings to all the gods, except Talos. I would like you to take an item of his, a war horn handed down from his father, and place it at a shrine of Talos. No, but my husband, Torrig, would want a proper burial, and this is the way Nords are buried in Skyrim. Thank you. It would mean a lot to me.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
Hey, watch it!
It's a fine day with you around. Falk said I could count on you. You have more than earned the right to purchase property and take the next step to becoming a Thane. Speak to Falk when you have the funds, and thank you. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold, and who owns at least one piece of property in my city. You help my people and purchase a house from my steward, and I'll make you my Thane. Good luck to you. Be well.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
My husband.
Anyone with a stout heart like yours is welcome here.
The Imperials are good for business. Bryling's obsession with honor and tradition, but politically irrelevant.
Tell me again why I'm wasting men chasing after a fairy tale.
If Ulfric gets his hand on that crown, it won't be a fairy tale. It'll be a problem.
Don't you Nords put any stock in your own traditions? I thought the Moot chose the king. We're backing Elisif. When the Moot meets, they'll do the sensible thing.
Not everyone's agreed to the Moot. You've been here long enough to know that Nords aren't always sensible. We follow our hearts.
So what? Ulfric gets this crown and then suddenly he's High King?
No, it's not as simple as that. But the jagged crown would be a potent symbol for his cause to rally around. But if we found it first...
And we gave it to Elisif.
In the absence of the Moot, it would further legitimize her claim.
Perhaps. I'm entrusting you with what resources I can spare. But I'm warning you, if this turns out to be a waste of time and men...
It won't be a waste.
Make sure you take the auxiliary here. You can send him back when you get there and find nothing but old bones and cobwebs.
The Stone Fist's no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll get to it first. Welcome back, soldier. I'm glad you made it in one piece. I'll send men to garrison the fort right away. You did well. I'm impressed. But before we go any further, it's time for you to officially join the Legion. Speak with General Tullius. He'll administer the oath.
In joining the Legion, you'll be taking an oath binding you to the service of the Emperor, and thus to every citizen of the Empire. Are you prepared to make that commitment? I see. Well, the Legion will still be here when you change your mind. Consider this. What greater glory than to serve the Emperor and his citizens here in Skyrim? in these days of greatest need.
The Stonefist's no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll...
Hands to yourself, sneak thief.